Salutations all, and welcome back to another kitchen adventure. Trying something a little different. Didn't want to do the whole setup for this one because I intend for it to be rather short and simple. So I asked who wanted a video for this. I got responses, and now here we go. So today we're going to make a creamy roasted jalapeno dip. Very, very simple, very easy, right? I know I say that all the time, but I do mean that. For my watchers that are always interested in what I am wearing for the day, let me put that down. This is my shirt for this video. This camera is very weird. I don't know how to operate it yet. All right, that's for my shirt fans. That's actually true, just in case you were wondering. That's not a lie. Anywho, let's go over our mise en place, right? What are we going to need for this? Jalapenos, right? So I took these jalapenos, I hit them with just a little bit of olive oil, roasted them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. That's going to change depending on the size of the jalapenos that you have. Obviously, you might have to go a little longer, a little shorter, right? We're just going to play around with that. We've got some cream cheese here. Now, I'm just using the Philadelphia brand because that's all my store had today. However, if you'd like to save a little bit of time versus getting the blocks, you can also find the whipped version, right? Again, it's really save you some time. Otherwise, you got to let this stuff get soft so it's a little easier to manipulate and mix our ingredients into. If you choose to go with the whipped version of the cheese, I would advise that you blend up your veggies and all your seasonings separate and then fold that or stir that into your whipped cream cheese. The reason being, it's already whipped, it's filled with air. If you put it into a food processor, you're going to chop that down. You're going to lose that air, that nice airy fluffiness, and you could even possibly cause it to separate and break. But that's a whole nother video. We're going to need some cilantro. I've got some green onion. Got an avocado. Some chopped garlic. A little cumin. And some salt. That's it. That's all that goes in there. I promise there was no other magic that went into the dip. Alright? The only other disclaimer I can give you for this is that depending on what type of cream cheese you get, your flavor may change. Of course, depending on where you live in the season, your jalapenos could be super hot or they may not be hot at all. So remember, to kind of mitigate some of that heat, what we're going to want to do is remove the pith, right? The white part and the seeds. So if you remove that, you can get more of the flavor and you have less of the heat, right? Awesome. So, moving on, right? What we're going to do, I'm going to go with I want a little bit of heat, right? So I'm going to go 1 and 2 full jalapenos. Now this I'm making, that's 1.5 pounds of cream cheese, if you're curious to my portions. I will put it in the description for you. So I've got 2 full jalapenos in the blender. Okay, y'all don't believe me. Let me see if I can manipulate this for you. Bing, bing, can you see it? Not really, weird camera. Not really. Alright, bear with me, y'all. This is going to be a terrible one, and I'm so sorry. But, nonetheless, alright, we got our 2 jalapenos in there. I'm going in with my softened cream cheese. For this first one, though, I'm only going to put the 1 block of the cream cheese in, just to help mix in my veggies. And then I'm going to mix the rest of it by hand or with a whisk. Just a preference of mine. If you have a nice stand mixer at home, by all means use that, as opposed to using a food processor. For my little ones, if you don't have access to a food processor or an adult to watch you do it, then you can absolutely do it by hand. Work those muscles. No shame in that game, alright? Alright, so to our cream cheese. I don't know why that is so blurry, y'all. Yeah, man, focus on that. Can you focus? Focus on this. Alright, well, screw it, guys. It is what it is. You know what it looks like, right? So to that, we're going to add my full avocado. And the avocado is just an addition of fat, an addition of flavor. You absolutely do not have to add this. It will still be delicious. It just won't be this delicious. Alright, now we're going to get the fancy smanchy measuring, and we're going to use a teaspoon, okay? Remember, you can always add, but you can't take away. And that's important for something like this, that as you make it, you don't want to over-salt it. You want to keep in mind what it is that you're serving it with. So here, I'm going to serve this with tortilla chips. I know the tortilla chips are salted, so I don't want to go too crazy with my salts and my seasonings, right? So we can always add, but you can't take away. So we're going to add 1 teaspoon, and then another, so 2 teaspoons of cumin. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of salt, which does seem like a lot, but remember we have 1.5 pounds of cream cheese, a whole avocado. We're going to throw in some cilantro that's going to help lighten that up, our jalapenos, all that stuff. So that salt is really not as bad as you think it's going to be, okay? You're actually probably going to want to add some more. What I'm doing right now is pulling the seeds and the inner skin out of my extra jalapenos right there, all right, to get rid of some of that heat and just save that flavor. So total, I have 4 jalapenos going into this food processor with 1.5 pounds of cream cheese, 1 full avocado. Now we're going to get this chopped garlic out, and we're going to do 1 teaspoon, 1 heaping teaspoon, meaning that we're not going to level it out. I really like garlic in this house, so the more the merrier here. And then on my cilantro, I'm just going to grab some there. All right, so about 1/4 to a little over 1/4 of the bunch. Stick that in there as well. Then we're going to go loud noises. We're just trying to get that cream cheese to break down and scoop all in with the rest of our veggies. So I'll probably edit the rest of this out until we get it nice and mixed for you. Alright, so we got that base mixed, right? Let's see if this will work for me. Very simple. Once was white, now is green. Green and creamy. Alright, so now we got that done. I'm going to take these other 2, I'm going to throw them in a bowl, pour that in, and get to work. Then, at the end, I'm going to cut up a little green onion, and I'm going to throw that in there and get that mixed in. Then we're going to have the tester come and try it out. Alright, we're back. Alright, we got our mix out of our food processor. Alright, now we're just going to cut up a little green onion to add. I just love the flavor that it brings to the dish. You can always play around with this. Like I said, it is such a basic thing to make. The cream cheese is just an awesome vessel for good flavors. Alright, so I got my green onions chopped up, and then we're going to fold those in, right? Just mixing them in there. Ew. It hurt. Alright, easy peasy. Now, for this testing, we're going to use tortilla chips. Does not matter the brand. However, remember the saltiness of the chips is going to be affecting the saltiness of your dip. So you might have to scale back. If you find that you put a little too much salt for your liking, you can always throw a little lime zest, even just a hair of lime juice in there, and the acid will help to balance that out a little bit for you, all right? Or if you're in New Mexico, sugar, because I don't know why you guys do that. Royal tester, quickly. We've blurred the royal tester's face for his protection.
Yeah, man.
And that's an unbiased opinion from someone who doesn't pay bills in this house. Just saying. Anyway, there it is, guys. I will put the descriptors down there for you, the recipe. Remember, the recipe is just a guideline. Play around with it. Your heat tolerance is not my heat tolerance, right? So it is totally okay to tweak this to your liking. I just want to give you a starting point and a foundation. We appreciate you guys for being so patient with us and our slow release of content. I'm sorry, it's just not my thing. I'm working on it, though. Please, pretty please, tell me what you'd like to see cooked. It just makes the process easier for me to make it happen, right? Thank you guys for checking it out. See you on the next adventure.